If you know the show, you know, so I ain't got no music. Never. So I come in this bitch talking whatever. But I'm here and it's Friday, so let's get to it. What's good, everybody? I'm back. It's Friday, like I do every Friday. I'm here to do my rants, and everybody know. Always started off with a drink in hand and to ask everybody how they doing and that they drinking, having a good time and enjoying themselves. Um, I want to send my love out to to my cousin Kiana, man. You know, she going through a rough time right now. If you know her, whatever, send her some love, show her some love. Her and her husband Ishmael, show her some love. Reach out to him. I don't want to go too deep into it, but just reach out to him, give him some positive energy. Okay. But get to this rant, man. Get into this shit. Um so today I was watching a video with my cousin. He was doing a video on live today, and he was talking about how his man's, he was locked down with had had been home for about 12 years and been doing good for himself, you know what I'm saying? Started a business and everything like that, two businesses, had everything, going in a positive direction, living his life in a positive light. And that was all taken away from him due to him getting an altercation with somebody on social media acting tough and wanting to be this tough dude and not understanding, you know, the guy he was getting an altercation with. So without getting too much into details, and because I don't know what's going on with the whole situation, he pretty much, confronted dude, and by in him confronting this person, he jammed himself back up and gave himself back to the system. All because the dude was on the internet acting tough. Like I said earlier, cuz I'm praying for the homie because I like to see brothers who come home from, what I mean, out of situation, out of incarceration, turn their life around doing something positive with that shit. It speaks volumes. But that leads me to speak to my point about this whole new generation and with this social media and gassing people heads up into thinking they can do whatever they want, talk to people however they want, and they go around living this false fake life that they got on social media, man. We just did a show about that shit. Well, it dropped. It's called Anything for Likes. And it's just highlighting how people nowadays is just taking the social media shit just way too far. This whole new generation, man. This whole wave of people who get on here, and be doing wild shit just to get likes or get on here behind these keyboards and acting tough and crazy. Like talking to people however they want to talk to people, addressing people, coming at people next crazy and shit like that. They just be out here just bugging because they get they get the backup and everything from their homies when they go on there, or they people when they go on there acting crazy, doing wild shit on the internet. Other people on social media, other people back them up and shit like that, and gas their head up and think they doing the right stuff. So they go out there and wild out and do whatever they want, from the social media tough guys to the girls talking crazy about their relationship on social media to the do, I mean, the people doing dumb shit, showing guns and drugs and all this other type of shit on social media. And it's like, man, y'all people don't understand this. This social media shit is giving people this whole false narrative of life they live in, dog. It's like it makes people think that's how everybody gets down on everyday life and don't realize this shit come with consequences, man. Like I was speaking on that the whole internet thug thing. You got people getting on the internet beefing with somebody and talking crazy and saying they're gonna do XYZ when they catch them, and they're gonna do this. They flashing guns. They say I kill. You know what I mean? I put niggas down. I murder. You know what I mean? Saying all this wild shit, and they get confronted with the person, And now you got to prove that shit. But now, say you prove that. Say you do what you said you was going to do on the internet. And not because that's who you are, but you do the shit out of fear. And you try to get away with it. Well, now guess what the cops got? Your cops got your whole social media. They just run that shit back down. You said this, you was going to do this. You say you're going to do that. You say you're going to do this, you're going to do that. We got you. Like social media, you know what I mean? These kids on here watch these people on here, like when Tekashi 6ix9ine was going all crazy, talk about how he gonna shoot and put money on niggas' heads and I'm a gangster and all this other shit. And what that nigga, what he turn around to do? What Tekashi turn around to do? Got caught for the shit he was doing, jammed up, and he turned on all his homies and turned into a rat and a snake and a snitch. Because he wasn't built for that life. But you out here gassing other people's kids up and people up watching you doing all this thug stuff and they want to emulate you. So they go out there and do it. Now they jammed up. You know what I'm saying? People take this, what they see on the internet stuff, way too serious. Like nobody used to, it was a time nobody moved like that. The dude had a problem with you. He had a real problem with you. He know when he seen you, it was pretty much on sight and ain't nobody probably know about it but him. Cause he ain't, you know what I mean? Because their whole thought process is like, all right, I'm gonna catch this dude slipping. When I catch him slipping, I'm gonna give it to him. And the cops gonna have a hard time figuring out who it was because I ain't leaving no crumb trails of I'm gonna do this when I see bull. You know, I'm not saying it's the right thing, but it's how some people move. But now with this social media, everybody they gonna knock somebody out, they ready to go shoot up somebody, block they on there after they done did the whole crime. Yeah, my block get wild. You know how we get down. Ask them dudes on that block how we get down. Ask them. And the cops go look at the video like, well, that block just got shot up. They talking about it, so I'm guessing they got something to do with it. Let's go get them. Like kids nowadays, all they want to do, they see on there these gangsters, all they want to be, that's all they want to do. Like, listen, not to speak on like my hood's the toughest in America. There's some wild shit out there, but I grew up with dudes that was real gangsters and thugs and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I respected them dudes. I ain't gonna say I wanted to be, but I respected them. Most of them in my family. I got love for them. But they would tell me straight up, like, yo, it's not what you want. You're not built for this. Go do something else. Go do something else with your life. Go do this. It wasn't glorifying that stuff. They wasn't taking pictures of them holding their packs and showing it to everybody. They kept it on the DL. But these kids nowadays is like, oh, I hustle, I'm gonna show it. I know I got a record, but I'm gonna post on my social media with this AK I got, knowing I got a record I ain't supposed to be having this thing. And then wonder why they get jammed up weeks later. It's like cops is so happy with social media. Social media made it so easy for them to go round dudes up and go lock them down because it's like, you posting this shit? All right, bet. See you in a few days, partner. Let me get the warrant for your arrest, the search warrant for your crib. I got the proof here to get the judge to approve everything. Bang, I'm gonna run down on you tomorrow. You know, you made it easy for me. And then you got the people that get on there, the dudes that like flashing the whole knots of money and cash and putting stacks and racks up to their ears and showing people how they get money, counting hundreds, tossing hundreds around. Y'all understand when y'all do that stuff, there's people out there who are hungry and they see that. They're hungry, they're out there starving, and they watching the social media. They watching you. And you be on social media so much with the money and where you're at, your location, and what you doing. It's like dudes pretty much just gotta watch your timeline. They got your whole rundown on how to get you. I don't know how many cats I seen get killed or taken out for being on social media, flashing their money and showing their stuff like that. Like I tell my son last summer, he had a bunch of money in his pocket. He out there counting in front of everybody and flashing. I'm like, yo, I snatched this stuff up from him. He's like, Dad, what you do that for? I said, bro, you out here showing your money to everybody. You don't know who's out here starving, who's a shark, who's hungry, who's preying on you right now, who's looking at your money, seeing what you counting in your hand. I know he's a kid, you know what I mean, 12, but I'm like, I'm trying to teach him a valuable lesson before he get older, but he don't think that type of how to move is cool. That ain't. My mom always said your left hand should know what your right hand holding. Basically, nobody should know how much money you got, how much money you got here or stack safe. You don't know who's preying on you, dog. But now with this whole thing of social media, it's like, oh, I want likes, I want followers. I'm gonna put my money out there. I'm gonna show you how I'm living. I'm gonna show you how I'm coming. Yeah, I got this, that. I got the bags here. I got the sneakers here. I got the jewelry and all that. Why you always hear about all these rappers and these dudes getting robbed or even worse, killed because they don't hear that you won't hear you out here dangling a piece of meat in front of lions, hungry lions. You don't know who's watching you on these social medias when you acting wild like that, when you trying to be cool with the money. You don't know who's preying on you. You don't know who's watching you move. You don't know who's plotting on you behind your back. And y'all make it so easy nowadays with this whole shit. It's like, I ain't gotta catch you counting your money. I ain't gotta catch you accidentally putting your knot out so I can see it. You putting it out there for me to see. I ain't gotta stalk you for days to see how I'm gonna get you. I just watch your timeline. You put the money out. You show me how you moving. You show me the car you riding. You show me where you be at this time of night. You show me when you when you vulnerable. All right, you show me everything. You show me the whole blueprint. I've been watching this blueprint for weeks. All right, time for me to come up. Time for me to get you. You will never see dudes who lived that life, who been in that life, who had money. Really, I mean, old heads used to floss it like that, but you didn't know how they move. And then when you seen them flossing like that, they had so many dudes around them, and it was harder to get at them because you had to really sit on the dude and watch him maneuver. But now it's like, man, this is like taking candy from a baby. What you do with money? Y'all be on this social media playing around with this shit all the time, thinking this shit cool. All right, keep thinking it's cool, keep thinking it's sweet. I'm letting you know there's people out there starving who's gonna get at you, who's hungry. Watch how you move on here. Watch how you act and how you maneuver through this whole social media. Stop believing everything you see these dudes doing on social media. Look, bro, my favorite group was the Locks growing up. I listened to Locks, I listened to Woo, listen to Mobb Deep. Them niggas, all them niggas ever talked about is how many people they killed, shot, or how much drugs they sold. I ain't never tried to follow what them niggas did because I didn't. I'm like, y'all saying this shit. Maybe y'all did it a long time ago, but y'all ain't doing that shit now. Like I know that shit get you time. I know you might get lucky and have maybe one or two or three bodies. You know what I'm saying, in the hood, or maybe you got a bunch, but you moving real quietly, but you ain't talking about it. No dude that got bodies like that is really singing or talking about it because it's like they living a normal life. They might be this dude you see raking their leaves every day or cutting their grass or out there with the family looking nerdy and whatever, but that's the one right there. That's the one you got to watch out for. Them dudes get caught because of word of mouth from other people. Like, oh, they've caught a wind of how this dude is moving. But these cats nowadays on social media, they'll catch a they go catch it by I just got the op. Whatever I don't know what that shit. I figured out what that shit mean now. Yeah, I just caught my op slipping. Yeah. I'm like, yo, you just told on yourself. You just ratted on yourself. Like y'all niggas get on here on social media, you ratting on yourself. On yourself. On yourself. Jamming yourself up. I'm like, man, y'all. Listen, I ain't no thug. I always say I ain't no thug. I ain't never claimed to be no thug. I just grew up around these niggas. And I just seen how they moved and how they maneuver. I just grew up around them. They were just family members, friends, or whatever, or dudes in the neighborhood. I ain't never claimed to be that shit. But I seen how they move. It was real quiet. They was quiet. You knew who you knew who was doing the shit. Cause they was usually the most quietest person you seen in the whole group. You seen the loud dude, I mean, he'll fight and all that shit. But is that quiet dude? That's the one who's the most dangerous out of the whole crew. He is the most dangerous. Is that quiet nigga who barely says a word. They smile and smirk here when something funny might giggle a little bit. But you know when shit about to get crazy, like this nigga gets quiet and he's plotting, he's already maneuvering. But these dudes now, like you don't, they all up in your face and all this shit. What is like, y'all niggas, y'all are trying to be gangsters when you don't have, some of y'all don't have to be. Like some niggas that try, some dudes that try to grow up and live this whole crazy life don't have to necessarily do it. Your parents got money. You living in a nice environment. Nothing where you living at is going crazy. It's a drug-free area. It's a quiet area. It's peaceful. But you see a couple of dudes on social media, so you gotta go get a couple of tats on your face and on your body. And you got access to guns because your dad has the guns in the house, and now you want to go be in the hood and be on social media like you in the hood and you maneuvering and all this other stuff. You want to portray that's just where you at, that's the life you live in. The money you got is from your parents, but you want to go hustle and show on people on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, Facebook, whatever, that you making maneuvers like this. Hey, come on. Like some dudes that know where you live at and will like, all right, when I catch you, I'm gonna jam you the fuck up. I'm gonna jam you up, bro, and I can rob you at fist point by the line, a line by Royce the 5'9". I rob these little niggas at fist point. Yeah, like stop trying to emulate what you watch through a video. And then you got the females out here, man, thinking that this imagery of these girls is always on here doing these videos and pictures of themselves and these little clips, like they just getting out of bed or they just waking up or they just chilling or they just lounging around. Who the fuck lounges around with 12 pounds of makeup on their face with 20 pounds of holding glue on the edges and their hair is not a hair sticking up here, gel hair all slicked and gelled down, and their pajamas look like they freshly bought these joints. Most females is walking around with their head not done, some Cookie Monster sweatpants on. Them, you know what I mean? They titties ain't perked up like y'all. They titties down at their knees. They got the bras off, them jings just swinging. Little crust in their eye, they in the crib. That's the wake up. That's them at the crib. That's them chilling at the house. But y'all think y'all they image of beauty. Y'all see these girls like on the wake up. These chicks are done up. Have you ever seen these chicks when they take their makeup off or wash their face? Do you see you don't see the countless hours some of them do in the gym or the countless hours they do at the at Dr. Miami. You know what I mean? The countless hours spent with Dr. Miami. Y'all don't see that. But y'all girls see this and think that's how y'all supposed to be. So your whole image of what's beautiful and what's pretty is mixed up with these females and how the way y'all come off and how y'all act and y'all attitudes is shitty. Like these chicks is on here on this social media that look like they're dialed up, their ass fat, talk about they woke up and They taking pictures. Yo, they spent hours putting that makeup on. They spent hours of fixing that wig up, or hours doing maybe it's their hair, their real hair. Hours at the beauty salon. They took hours to get they fingers done. They done got the light in their room set up a certain way. Who you think taking these pictures half the time? Who you think taking the pictures? There's probably some dude over there with a professional camera hitting the right angles. With all the damn filters on everything, all the filters on these apps. Bro, you see these chicks on here, sometimes you catch them in real life, you be like, man, you ain't as bad as you look on this picture right here. Like you was bad in this picture, but you kind of bad. You kind of bad. Not bad, but bad. Yeah, you bad. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it just messes me up, man. Like these kids out, you got these kids like sending these young girls these messages like everything got to be over sexualized. Everything got to be about sex. And you got to sell yourself. Your body got to be exposed. Your ass got to be out. Your titties, your stomach got to be shown. Like I'm gonna tell you from a man point of view, and this is straight up. You got too much shit shown and too much shit hanging out. My brain is more on hitting than it is trying to figure out who you are. Maybe maybe I get the pussy, maybe I get the ass and try to figure out who you are after that. Or and plot on it. Maybe. Can't say it's a guarantee. You know? Or maybe I'll treat you like the object that you putting yourself out there. You put yourself out there like that, where everything's exposed. Like most dudes like say to themselves, man, do I really want this chick as my girl? Like, goddamn, every day I come home, she in the mirror, take her some new picture and some new panties and bras she just bought, and I got 1,000 niggas in her inbox, her phone constantly going off. No dude wants that shit. Nobody wants that drama. That's why chicks get who like that's like that. Like sometimes it's really lonely because they wind up with the dudes who they chasing with the money, but it's like these dudes treat them as objects. Like I don't understand. Like in the rap game, these Instagram models, these chicks will get passed around the whole NBA, the whole rap game, some of the movie game. They just be getting passed around. Oh, such and such Instagram model is no longer with 21 Savage. She's now being seen. She's been seen with Little Baby. Oh, she no longer with Little Baby. Last time spotted, she was with Little Durk. It's like, damn, you like you catching a body count and everybody knows about it. It's like eventually your body breaks down and you start getting old and shit start fading. You know, you get grays and then you like, I don't. It's sad to say, but dudes will hold that against your body count. Like I'm not wifing you. You done fucked half the NBA. You done fucked half the roster in the NBA. You know what I mean? You've been with more. You've been in more rappers. You've been with more rappers than the producer. Like, I don't want that. And then you got these little young girls watching it, thinking that's how they got to maneuver. They got to sell their ass. They got to show their titties. Like nigga, you think niggas is hitting that like button because they think you got something interesting to say, young lady or ladies out there? You think they hitting in your inbox? They think you got something important to say to them? Only thing important you got to say to them is yo, when we gonna get up? You know what I'm saying? I got a couple of bands. I'm about to get a room. I got a bottle. That's the ideal of a date for you. Oh yeah, we gonna make a movie. Like damn, not take you to the movie. They first thing ain't about we gonna make a movie. I'm gonna come fly you out here and da da. Da. All right, cool. I mean, the girls they're like, oh well, I don't see no problem in that. All right, cool. Well, don't hate on the if you getting flown out to get some dick, you know what I'm saying? Don't get mad at the hookers on the street selling their pussy. Don't hate on them. Look down on them. I mean, what's really the difference? What is the difference? Yeah, I mean, he ain't paid to fly you out because he loves you and he wants to make sure everything taken care of. He really likes you and he wants to build something with you. He flying you out to hit. Flying you out to beat it up for a couple of days because he's in town. When he get tired of you, all right, take your ass back to your city. Yeah, you got pictures, and girls take these pictures with it because they want to be seen. Half the time, the rappers is like this when you taking a picture, or they looking up like this. Or they like, yo, get out of it. They got their face like this. That's because they don't want to be seen with you. If you out there hoeing like that, most of the dudes, and it's funny, you see girls, oh yeah, I don't want to show off my man. No, he don't want to show himself to the world. He don't want to show him. He don't want to show that he with you. Not that you trying to hide him. He's trying to hide himself, like being seen with you. Like he knows your reputation, so he knows how you move on the gram. So it's like, or you go to eat and his face down. Or, you know what I mean? Or he like, when you take a picture, you got this face like that face ain't because you called him off guard. I'm pretty sure that face like, oh, what the fuck you snap? What that conversation? What you snapping pictures of me for? I ain't supposed to be seen with you like you fucking bugging. Like you ain't something important. You just some jump off on a gram. Like, come on, don't do that. Play your position. Play your part. Know your role. Like if that's what girls is looking for and inspired for nowadays in this new generation, not to have no real substance, just have a bunch of paychecks and baby dads, and you slept with all these rappers and different big name people, then cool. Listen, that's how you don't hold yourself to a higher standard. I can't knock you. I ain't. You know what I'm saying? But just know, man, like don't expect nothing from it. You know what I'm saying? Don't expect nothing from it. And the real dark side to this whole social media, man, is these kids doing wild shit. Going on there on a social media accounts, trying to do something what they think is harmless, and they get bullied into taking a life, or harming themselves. That's the dark side of social media. That's why it's another reason I don't like it, because kids see that fucking social media shit is life. That's real life to them because that's what they grow up in it. They grow up in it. They don't have no. They think that's how they're supposed to live. So when everybody's bullying them, talking down and talking shit about them, they go and harm themselves or do hurtful things to themselves because everybody's on there talking about them because they heard X, Y, Z and rumors spread. Like it's crazy and it's a shame. Like parents should really look, try to check on their kids' social media, or how much or how when should they get exposed to this shit, or when should they start dealing with it? Like, because kids, their minds will develop until they get older. So, they take this shit as concrete to them. Like, oh, this is everything. I got 200 followers, but 150 of them saying I'm ugly and I'm unattractive and I should kill myself. It's like, wow, that's the dark side of social media. Sometimes it goes the opposite way. Some kids don't harm themselves, they go harm others. And sometimes in them harming others, some innocent bystanders get caught in a crossfire because social media was beating them down so much and they can't live it, or they can't live the person's life that they live in, and they see this fakeness that they're going through. So they go and harm other kids because they think this shit's a reality. These kids' minds is young, man. You gotta monitor how much your kids be on there because you don't know what these kids is doing when they get on social media. You don't know what influences what they got going on. Your kids can wind up hurting themselves or hurting others because they go on there believing something they read or see, or they see these videos on there, these people with these sad and miserable lives, or they go do this, and I'm like, yo, it's like, man, y'all, this shit is dangerous. Like, this shit is really dangerous. Like, I got on social media. I started dealing with social media. I ain't know nothing about it. I think I found out about it really in like 2010. 2010, that's 11 years ago. Like, I'm like, I found out about this shit. And I'm like, at first, I just used it as was like, man, this is cool. All my people's on here. People I ain't seen in years, they on here. Oh, look what they doing. And my first couple were like, oh, this how people really, oh, they really doing good for themselves and all this. I know people on this social media living fake lives, and here I am thinking this shit real. I had to catch myself because I got caught up in that bullshit. Start doing weird shit and talking weird on there and looking at certain comments and reading into them too heavy and getting all of, I'm like, getting all frustrated with them. And then I had to step back and like, yo, this shit is fucking fake. What people say on here, I got to take with a grain of salt and not give a fuck what they say. Not give a fuck what they think. Not give a fuck about their comments. Because I had to say to myself, man, social media gave voices to, for the majority of the part, social media gave voices to people that in real life, if they didn't have social media, you would not listen to. Cause it used to be a time where you know somebody was on some bullshit. You used to be able to duck them. You know what I'm saying? You used to be able to just be like, I'm not paying these motherfuckers no attention. Like they talking some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They ain't talking no real shit. Like I don't even hear nothing they gotta talk about. So what I do is I just like I'm just gonna avoid them. I ain't got nothing to say to these motherfuckers. But now with social media, these people was in your face. They in your face. They want to be seen. They're going to be seen. You see the people going here looking for sympathy and empathy, or talking crazy, or playing the victim, and they the ones, they the ones crying like they in pain, but they the ones who hurted themselves. You ever see the meme with a girl riding when the person riding a bike and they stick through the front wheel and they get on the ground, they cry like somebody hurt them. It's like people get on social media, man. I don't follow this shit, man. And and if you got kids, man, you should, like I said, you should really monitor how much and how often they be on this shit. This shit is purely fucking entertainment. That's what social media is. You know what I mean? You like that's what it should be. It's for entertainment. Like I go to parties and events in people's house right now. This is how people. It used to be a time you used to go to a party, everybody's laughing, or somebody throwing a gathering. Everybody's laughing, everybody's drinking, having a good time. People's talk about what's going on, and you know what I mean, doing the ones and twos, having a good time, laughing. Now you go to people's shit, they like this. You see this? I sent you something. Check your phone. Like, damn. Ain't no laughter in the room. Ain't no joking in the room. It ain't nothing. It's just a bunch of people scrolling through their timeline, locked into this phone, locked into the social media world. They can't escape it. It's like watching it forever. It's like watching a fantasy and a sci-fi or fantasy movie that just your fantasy. You're getting locked into it. You've seen these influencers do these miraculous things, and these people living these extraordinary lives or doing these extraordinary things or have these immaculate stories. It's just a fucking facade. It's a fake. It is what it is. Half the time, motherfuckers on do these videos or whatever, they don't really feel how they don't really feel or take the information in how they present it to you. They not listening to what they say. They just saying it because they grabbed you as a like. You thought this gets me X amount of plays, so I'm gonna talk about X amount of shit. That dude, what is his name? Jax or whatever that fucking the dude who was the black dude. He was on social media bashing niggas all the time and talking about how men is this and weak and how they cheat on their wives and they're not real men and all this extra shit. And I'm like, turn to come to find out this nigga the biggest cheater. Ain't that the funny shit? Like he was just doing, he was getting likes, he was getting followers. So what he do? He start knocking off his followers. Like it's crazy, man. It's just fucking wild. It's just wild to me. You know what I'm saying? And this dude and this guy's getting old. I mean, some old heads out there, like some old heads older than us who get on social media, be tripping and get on here and be bugging. I'm just saying, man. All I'm saying about this social media and this new generation, or where this is going, is like stop believing what you see on your phone or your computer, your laptop, your tab, however you fuck go social media. Stop believing that shit is real. These people, they call them influence for a reason. They influence you to do something. They influence you to do something. This shit is fake. A good percentage of it is fake. It's some people that got real good stories that are good, they're great to hear. But for the most part, most of these stories is most of this shit is negative. It's all negative. Negative energy is lies, it's deceit, is misleading, misguiding, just negative energy, man. You can't have that much negative energy in your life and expect something positive to happen. You know what I'm saying? So don't believe or get all wrapped up in the social media. To the young dudes out there, the men out there like that, like, yo, stop trying to be something you not because you see the shit on social media and getting the likes. Be yourself. Same thing goes for the ladies. And far as the kids go, parents, keep an eye on your kids with this shit, man. Like their brains is not, they can't process a lot from what's real or what's fake. You know, their imagination, they still have a great deal of imagination taking over, which is what they seem to be reality to them. But that's all. That's my rant for this evening, man. Listen, like if you like what I'm talking about, follow me on Kevin Durant or the Opinionated podcast page or So Damn Opinionated, wherever you get me at. And we do a podcast, Opinionated Podcast on all streaming platforms. Check that out, YouTube, all that. The Opinionated Podcast. Like I say every Friday, enjoy it. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy. I appreciate you for watching. Enjoy your evening. Get drunk. Put this phone down and have a conversation with a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Have a conversation like we did back in the day. I'm out. Enjoy your Friday. Peace.